All right, let's talk about one of Django's most powerful features, maybe even its secret weapon, the ORM. This is the magic that lets you command your database using nothing but clean, simple Python. So if you're tired of writing raw SQL, stick around, because we're about to explore a much, much better way. So what on earth is an ORM? Well, the letters stand for Object-Relational Mapper, and the best way to think about it is as a brilliant bridge. See, on one side of the river, you've got your Python code living in a world of objects. On the other side, you've got your database, thinking in tables and rows. The ORM is that bridge in the middle, translating between the two so you don't have to. You get to work with your data like they're just regular Python objects. Here's another way to look at it. Imagine your database only speaks SQL and you only speak Python. Instead of spending months learning a whole new language, what if you could just hire a personal translator? That's the ORM. You tell it what you want in Python. Hey, find me this user. And it handles the complicated SQL conversation for you flawlessly. You get all the power without any of the headache. All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with a blueprint for our data, which Django calls models. Then, we'll see how migrations take that blueprint and actually build our database. After that, we'll cover the 4 basic ways you talk to your data. We call it CRUD. And we'll wrap up with the real powerhouse, QuerySets, which is your ultimate toolkit for fetching data. First up, models. Before you can build anything, you need a blueprint. In Django, that blueprint for your data is a Python class. You get to define the entire structure of your database. What are the tables? What are the columns? What kind of data goes in them? Right there in your Python code. It's clean, it's simple, and it's all in one place. Just look at this. This little chunk of Python code is our database design. This author class, that's going to become a table in our database. And the attributes, name and email, those are the columns in that table. Now, the real magic here is that this code is totally database agnostic. You could start with SQLite, move to PostgreSQL, and you would not have to change a single line of this model. The ORM handles all that translation for you. And of course, Django gives you a whole toolbox of field types to build with. You've got charcal for short stuff like names and titles, text field for, big blocks of text. You've got fields for numbers, for dates, and even for creating links between your tables using something called a foreign key. Each one tells the database exactly what kind of data to expect. Okay, so we've got our blueprint all drawn up in Python, but how does that piece of code become a real table that can hold data? Well, that's where migrations come in. Think of migrations as the construction crew. They look at your Python blueprint and go build the actual structure in the database. And it's a super simple 2-step dance. First, you run make migrations. Django looks at your models, sees what's changed, and creates a plan, a little file that describes the changes. Then you run migrate, and Django executes that plan, updating your actual database. The huge win here is that your database schema changes are now version controlled right alongside your code. You never have to manually write an alter table statement again. Awesome, our database is built, it's ready to go. Now it's time for the fun part, actually working with data. And you know what? Pretty much everything you'll ever want to do boils down to just 4 basic actions. You might have heard of the acronym CRUD: create, read, update, and delete. Let's see how the ORM makes each one a piece of cake. Let's start with create. You've got 2 main ways to do this. You can create a new author object in Python, fill in the details, and then call .save. Or, if you like shortcuts, you can use the .create method to do all of that in one single, clean line. Either way, you just added a row to your database, and there's no SQL in sight. Okay, what about getting data out, reading it? Well, if you need to pull out one and only one specific record, the .get method is your best friend. Here we're asking for the one author with this exact email. Now, .get is strict. If it finds 0 results or more than 1, it'll raise an error. And honestly, that's a good thing. It forces you to be precise about what you're looking for. Updating a record is just so intuitive. It's a 3-step process. First, you get the object you want to change. Then, you just change it. Treat it like any other Python object and assign a new value to an attribute. And finally, you call .save again. Django is smart enough to know the object already exists, so this time it generates an update command for the database. And last but not least, delete. This one couldn't be simpler. Once you have the object you want to get rid of, you just call the .delete method on it, and poof, it's gone. The corresponding row is removed from the database. Clean, direct, and really easy. So get is fantastic for fetching a single object. But what if you need a whole list of them? like all authors from New York, or every author under the age of 30. For that, we need to bring out the big guns, Django's most powerful data tool, the query set. Now here is the absolute genius of query sets. They are lazy. What does that mean? It means when you write a query, Django doesn't immediately run off to the database. It just makes a note of what you asked for. The database doesn't get touched until you actually need the results, like when you try to loop over them or print them out. This is a massive performance win because it lets you build up really complex queries without constantly bothering the database. And that laziness is what allows for this beautiful technique called filter chaining. Look at this. We can start by asking for all authors, then filter it down to only those in New York, and then filter that down to only those over 30. We're refining our request step by step. And because no database query has happened yet, Django can bundle all of these instructions into one single, super efficient SQL query at the very end.
And the QuerySet toolkit is packed with powerful methods. All gets you everything. Filter is your go-to for finding things that match certain criteria. You can order_by any field you want, pull out just the distinct values, or even annotate your data, like ask the database to calculate the number of books for each author on the fly. All of this power right from Python.
So as you can see, the Django ORM is so much more than a convenience. It's a powerful layer of abstraction that keeps your code clean, readable, and independent from the specific database you're using. It handles everything from the initial design to complex data retrieval, which of course leads to one final fascinating question. What happens when your project gets so big it needs to talk to more than one database at a time? As you might guess, Django's ORM has an elegant answer for that too. Thanks for joining me.